Yeah, like I get the same thing with this. It's just, there's guns that make you believe in America and all that America is, and this gun is just one of them. It's like every time you pull the trigger, like a fucking bald eagle is leaving the muzzle of the gun. And it's just, like literally bald eagle talons heading down range with each round. Doesn't that make you want to, like, if you don't live in America, doesn't that make you want to live here? Jesus. Okay, I want you to look at it. I want you to look at it, I want you to take it in. I'll give you like 2-3 seconds here. Right? So you probably have one of two thoughts. Either, that's about the most cool thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Or, the fuck is that guy doing with that gun? Like, what cartel does he run? And you would make some joke about me being Irish, so like, would he run some like potato cartel or something? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about what cartel I run, okay? You worry about you, I'll worry about me. Good news though, if I was in a cartel, this would, if I was not in a cartel, actually it would be a lot easier to get in with this, because I would go in and be like, hey, do you guys have any like openings at the cartel? And they would be like, what kind of guns do you have? And I'd be like, that's a Nighthawk GRP Recon. Just has a lot of other shit done to it. And they'd be like, we would actually like you to be the president of the cartel, or like CEO. Like, I don't know how the cartels work, but like whatever the top guy is, like COO, CFO, something like that, board seat, they would give me a board seat on it. That's the kind of preferential treatment that you get on a gun like this. What is it? Well, believe it or not, that once started off in life as a stock, come on, fly. Started off as a stock Nighthawk Custom GRP Recon. Yes, it has had a couple modifications since then. The GRP, which I believe is a global response pistol. I know things I should look up before I come out here and do videos, but I did not. I believe GRP's global response pistol. This is kind of like a duty gun, kind of a staple in Nighthawk lineup. And for those of you who don't know Nighthawk, Nighthawk has, you know, their slogan is one gun, one gunsmith, right? So basically one gunsmith builds your gun the entire way, right? Like one gun, that's one gun. There was one gunsmith who made it. So the GRP is, you know, more of a duty, I would say like a workhorse gun for Nighthawk, right? Meant to be used, abused, a duty gun, a range gun. You could use it for a lot of different things, right? Not a safe queen, you know, like piece of art, like a gun that's meant to get used. Okay, so the GRP Recon, the Recon, I believe, is the railed model, but there are GRPs that are railed and non-railed. And this particular one is in good old 45, right? And there's something about shooting 45 in a 1911 where you're just like, it's America. Like, it's just, it's fucking, it makes you so like, ugh, like, yeah, like you just feel like, man, we got it right. Like, we got it right. This round, this gun, like, it's all right. It's only 8 rounds. I get it. But like, you're shooting just these fucking, it's like sending a cantaloupe downrange, except faster, but it's a bullet, you know? It's just this giant projectile that's heading downrange. And it's amazing, and they're fun to shoot, even though they're savage and harsh. But before we get into all that, so the GRP, you know, is really kind of a staple in the Nighthawk lineup. I bought this gun in, it would have been somewhere around probably 2014, right? So I've actually had this thing for a little bit, purchased in California of all places. The threaded barrel did not come when I was in California, which is actually a crime to have a threaded barrel in California, unless the laws have changed and the gun laws have gotten better since I left. So anyway, this is more of like a duty gun, patrol, workhorse. Like, you can work this gun. That's what it's designed for, right? Does not come with a threaded barrel. I'll walk you through some of the things that I've done to it, but these things start out at $3,200, which I'll be honest with you, I think is a really good price tag on these guns. There's only some things that it's missing in that price tag that you're probably going to want to do to it. At the time that I bought it, it had those like Novak slanted rear sights, and it was like 2-dot tritium in the rear, 1-dot tritium up front, and I can't stand those sights, so they went away. But it looks like Nighthawk is not putting those on anymore. It looks like more of a ledge rear sight like I've got in a, I can't remember if it's tritium or fiber on the front. They can probably do either. I mean, after all, it is Nighthawk Custom, right? They should be able to take some custom order kind of stuff. But that comes with a single side safety. So if you're a lefty, you're kind of hosed on that and you need to make that modification. And there's no magwell, which again, on something that's oriented at like duty, not so much like as a CCW gun, but like to be carried more overtly, I think a magwell's appropriate to put on. Granted, all stuff you can do after the fact. I'm just kind of giving you the rundown of how the gun comes. Now, for those of you who know what a Nighthawk GRP Recon looks like, you're like, it doesn't look like that, and you would be correct, sir. So here's how the gun got to this point, okay? I love the movie Face Off, okay? And I know you're already laughing because some of you will get the reference already. So Castor Troy, played by the great Nicolas Cage, who of course went bankrupt and owned like sharks and all kinds of wild shit. Face Off, in his heyday, he's playing Castor Troy, right? So he's the bad guy in the movie, which would make sense given the guns. And he pulls up to the airport before they have the big shootout and everything. And he gets out, and it's a John Woo movie, which is a great Asian director. And he gets out of his vehicle, and there's doves flying, and his suit jacket's flapping in the wind. And they take his suit jacket off, and in the small of his back, he's got a gold 1911 facing that way and one facing that way, and these leather holsters. And it makes zero practical sense whatsoever, and yet it's the coolest thing you've ever seen in your life. And if memory serves me, those guns were Springfields when I did my research on them. I believe that's accurate. But it's just one of those iconic movie guns, and it's one of those movies that I love despite it being stupid, even though, who knows, maybe we can swap faces at some point. Technology gets wild, who knows what's gonna happen. But I saw that movie and I was like, man, those guns are so cool. And one day I was looking at this gun prior to it looking like this, and I was like, we should make a face-off gun, but like way better than the normal face-off gun. Not that the Springfield's bad or anything, but I'm like, I got a Nighthawk that could go through a little bit of a transformation here. So the things that essentially this thing has had done to it. First off, basically everything that's not stock, well, hell, didn't even come with the MB safety, so we threw that on. But really, obviously, the hallmark feature of it is the gold finish. In case you're wondering what that is it actually gold plating? No. It's PVD, which is... I would have gotten this gun and just been like, man, it's going to be a real bummer to run this gun in Kydex because it's just not going to hold up. And frankly, I don't know that some guns look great with finish or with like worn finishes. I don't think this is going to be one of them. Amazingly, I mean, after multiple years now running this thing in Kydex, this finish is flawless, and it doesn't even hardly make sense. But this gold PVD has held up incredibly well. And the cool thing with PVD, I know everyone likes Cerakote and all this kind of different stuff. PVD, despite there being less options for places you can go to do it, it is really durable, and you can do some really wild shit when it comes to colors and finishes. I mean, it's really, really cool what you can do. So it goes through, it has the gold PVD done to it. And then after that, since then, I mean, obviously that's kind of the hallmark feature of the gold Nighthawk, but then beyond that, it went to Chris James, who owns a custom 1911 and 2011 shop, and I sent it to him. I did not really care for the stock Nighthawk grips, so I had him put on his grips, which are super aggressive. I mean, they're VZ grips with his logo engraved onto them, but they're whatever, like the one on BZ site where they're like, yeah, these are the most aggressive ones. That's what these are. I'm just blanking on the model name. So it's got really grippy texture, which is nice because, again, shooting 45, it's not the softest, most forgiving round in the world. Then
Got rid of the, you know, the slanted Novak sights, never a fan of those. And again, had Chris James put on his sights, which have been really solid. Black rear, fiber optic front sight. Nice ledge on that rear sight. I'm kind of, you know, telling you about shit here that I don't even really know that you can buy, because Chris James doesn't really do a lot of side projects like this. It was because I was a customer on a custom build, so I think he was willing to do it. But anyway, had him put on his sights, do the threaded barrel, because I was just like, man, I feel like that gun needs the option to run suppressed. Why? I don't know. It just felt right to me. I was like, I feel like it needs a threaded barrel so I can run a can on it. So we have that, and then that was pretty much the essence of it. Cleaned up some of the action trigger stuff like that just got a little, with the PVD process, that guy not necessarily being much of a gun coder, more of a coder in general, just needed to tune up some of that kind of stuff. And I could be wrong on this, okay? But I'm gonna, so, you know, Nighthawk makes, they have this Agency Arms Nighthawk collab where they do these Agent 2 guns, and they do some of them in gold. I can only assume PVD now. Now, I don't know, and I'm not conspiracy minded, but I know that those guns started coming out after I've posted and put out multiple things on this gun before, and so who knows. I don't think Nighthawk will ever confirm this with me, but I like to think that you guys saw this at some point and you're like, you know what, despite it being wild, it's pretty damn cool actually. And I like to think that I've inspired the finish on some of those Agent 2s that are out there.
So here's the thing with this gun. I love functional guns. I mean, that's my main priority with guns. Yes, I love style and all that kind of stuff, but I love guns that just work and they're reliable and all of that. And believe it or not, I know this is gonna sound a little hypocritical, I like stuff that's understated. I know, I get it. I would comment the same bullshit that you're about to comment when I just said I like understated guns. I get it. But here's the thing. We all need a fun gun or two. A gun where you're just like, you want to see something cool? Like, you need to be able to do that with one of your guns when your friends come over. Like, you want to see something cool? Like, you know, and then you go disappear to your safe and you come back out and you're like, check this bad boy out. We all need that gun. And this is that gun for me, where I'm just like, I love showing it to people. It's just a showpiece. It's super, super cool. And the cool thing about this one is, unlike most of those guns, which typically look very cool or wild or whatever, but you know, you don't really actually shoot them, or like you wouldn't depend your life on it. Believe it or not, I carry that sometimes. Like, I know that's gonna sound a little ridiculous. I'll typically take off the threaded barrel, just put in the standard barrel, but like, I actually carry that. It's just a cool situation where, like, look, my fun gun, my wild gun that I get to show people just happens to also be a Nighthawk Custom GRP Recon, where you're like, that gun's like battle ready. Like, that's a gun you can depend your life on. Like, you could deploy with this. I mean, you might, you know, you catch a couple looks like overseas, but they'd be like, it's a little blingy, but nice gun though. Like, that's that gun for me. Like, I love it. It has character and style, and it has just cool shit going on, and it's shooting 45 God's round, you know, and you're just like, you need one of these. Don't get one just like this, because that would be a total knockoff, but like, you need something like this where you're like, I got an idea and I want to make that idea happen. That's what this gun was. It's my Castor Troy gun, right? Let me be with it. I'm happy with it. You can comment whatever you want down below, but just like, I'm happy with this gun, and that's enough for me, okay? So you go be happy and do your life. I'm gonna go be happy with my gold Nighthawk, okay? Bye, kids. Hey, don't do drugs, by the way. Like, seriously, like, if you're in school, stay in school. Like, get decent, you don't have to get great grades, because, like, I mean, let's be honest, the school system's kind of shit, but like, if you're in school, like, go to class when, like, as much as is necessary to pass, and get relatively decent grades. College is probably not super necessary these days, but like, you know, stay in